Alrighty people, it's freaking Tuesday morning. Had to think about that one there for a minute. I was up pretty late last night. Nope, wasn't playing video games. I was busy doing other things. Probably saying what things? Well, you'll find out right after I say, welcome to my vlog. Up till about 4 o'clock in the morning, busy doing some cleanup and other things, which I might add was desperately needed because I haven't done so in a long time. Just gonna clean up my coffee cup and I'll be right with you. There we go. I'm just gonna rip me off a coffee, but got all my dishes done. I just gotta put them away. I just left them overnight. The drip dry. Got all my dishes done. Cleared off that table. Still got some shit underneath the table that I gotta deal with, but not a big deal. Cleaned off the stove. I swept the freaking floor. Oh Jesus. And while I was doing that, I didn't do any work in here, but while I was doing that stuff in there, I set up the old Dell Inspiron here with Pandora, and I hooked it up to my old dock here, speaker dock. As you can tell, it's been sitting for a while because the freaking speaker grill's all dusty. But that thing pounds. And that's when last night I found out that not only does Oreo not like my friend Joe, he also really hates the song Brown Eyed Girl by, I can't remember the band. But I'm sitting there and I'm in here and I'm washing dishes and things. Oh, and I also cleared off the top of my fridge because there was a lot of junk up there. But anyway, I'm sitting in here, I'm doing some cleanup and stuff, and all of a sudden Brown Eyed Girl comes on. And then, you know the part where he's like, sha la 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 la. Anyway, that part there comes on. Oreo just starts howling, just losing his shit. He hated that. Not a happy puppy at that time. So I'm like, really? So I rewound that part, played it again. Sure enough, does it again. Rewound it, played it again. Sure enough, does it again. So I was like, wow, puppy's not a happy puppy. What the hell? So Oreo doesn't like Brown Eyed Girl. Go figure. So I'm sitting here drinking my coffee, watching some YouTubes, and I crawl across iJustine's video entitled Xbox One, and she's talking about the Xbox, and blah 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 blah. And then she ends up showing a scene how they compare Modern Warfare from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. And she's all excited because the guys on Xbox One, the arm hair was like really hairy. Well, you know, iJustine, if you're into guys with hairy arms, I'm just saying, you know, here's my number. Call me maybe. Well, this is pretty awesome. I got my old LG Optimus Black here, right? And apparently this phone can be updated to Android 4.0.4. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. The cable I was using was no good. This cable here works, so let's start the update and see if we brick the phone. After upgrading the OS 1.6 donut to 2. What? No. I don't want to go to Eclair. Options, customer support. Why would I want to downgrade? Oh, this is dicked. Here, this is something I don't get about iOS. To do a panoramic shot, you need a 4S or a 5, right? Because it has the better camera, apparently. The camera on this LG Optimus Black is a piece of shit. It is, trust me. The video on it's garbage, the audio on it's worse, the quality of the pictures are shit. However, this is running Android 2.2, and it can do panorama shot. It can do stitch shot. It's got all these different things in here that it can do, like freaking beauty shots, smile shots, out of focus shots, continuous and normal. It's got all sorts of freaking junk in here, you know. Yep, for the iPhone you have to have the better camera. This thing here has a shit camera and it can do panorama. I'd show you a quality, but I took the SD card out of this and for the life of me I can't find. I found an SD card. Let's go do a shot outside and see how it looks. Apparently I had an SD card and I just didn't have the SD card enabled. Whoops. But I got a 16 gig class 10 in this sumbitch, and we'll take it outside and we'll try and do a panoramic shot here. Maybe I'll do one actually not outside, I'll do one right here in the living room. Frig it, it's a mess, but it'll work. It'll work. Gotta wait for the phone to boot back up because I pulled the battery and things and didn't need to, and you know how it is. But this phone was a pretty good phone, this LG Optimus Black. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad at all, you know? It did the job and it wasn't too shabby. But yeah, this it wasn't a fast phone, that's for sure. But it was a cheapie, and it did the job for what I needed it to do at the time. But then I bought that iPhone, and I never looked back because I like the iMessage so much. So now I need to go to SD card phone storage. Mass storage mode only, turn off. Okay, let's try this. So this has got to be one of the easiest phones to do it, panorama with. I'll have to press the button first. Okay, so I took the first picture. And all you do is scroll over, takes it, scroll over, takes it, scrolls over, takes it, scrolls over, takes it, scrolls over, takes it, and you're done. And there's your panorama picture. So what I'll do is, I don't know, like that's pretty freaking awesome, right? And this is running a freaking shitty version of Android with a shitty camera, and it doesn't do that bad of a job. Obviously it would look cooler if I was somewhere like outside or something where you can get like, you know, the whole backyard, do a big panorama shot of the backyard. But for what it is, it doesn't do that shabby of a job. And that's why I always said Android's better than iOS, because iOS, they make you buy new hardware to do cool things that you could do on Android for dirt cheap, which is why I'm considering the S4 over the i5 any day of the week, because frig sakes, that looks pretty good. Well, it's 3 o'clock and my stomach just gurgled because it's friggin' hungry, so I'm gonna go make some pogos or something to eat before I gotta go to work so I can actually have some food in me so I don't eat my lunch at like 5 o'clock. Because that'd be awesome. Oh, the white fluffy dandelions are coming out. The spawners, as I like to call them. These are the sumbitches that like to spread their seeds. That's what those white fluffy things on the end are. They get around and then they make new dandelions into the grass. Son of a bitch. So that's kind of a pain in the ass. But I was looking at these tiles here, and I got a bunch more on the side of the garage. You can just see the one there. And I had this kind of a good idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but it, you know, it sounded great in my brain. Was, you know where the raspberry bushes were on the side of the house over here? I was thinking about leveling that off and then putting the tiles there to make kind of like a little patio where I could put my little round table and chair out there, and you know, if friends come over and want to smoke cigarettes, we could just sit on that little patio and smoke cigarettes in the front yard and hang out. And I was thinking about that'd be kind of cool, because I got a little round table in the back shed with just 2 chairs, so you can just sit out there with an ashtray and smoke cigarettes, and you know, especially like if, like for instance, Angry Joe comes over. This thing doesn't like Angry Joe, even though Angry Joe likes him. I asked him, I said, dude, are you afraid of dogs? Because that was one of the comments, was that if he's afraid of dogs, dogs know that, and dogs will get nervous around him and will not like him because he doesn't like them, they don't like him. But I asked him, he goes, no, I love dogs. He goes, I love all animals. I have no problems with animals. So one of my friends, Sarah, she told me that the big problem with Pomeranians is they're like that. They will pick and choose who they like and who they hate at a whim. Just, well, today I'm bored, I'm going to hate this guy, you know? And that's what he did with Joe. He just decided, I'm not going to like this guy, so I'm just going to hate him. And Pomeranians apparently have that temperament, where they will just randomly choose people to hate. So that's basically what happened with friggin' Oreo and Joe. He decided, I'm going to hate this guy. Now I'm wondering what would happen if we met on like a neutral ground. Like if I was out for a walk and Joe was out for a walk and we bumped into each other, and Oreo would then, if he'd be buddies with him, or if he'd want to tear him a new arsehole, like, I don't know. But it's pretty cocked, for sure. Because normally this thing here, Oreo loves everybody, except for Joe, which is just rifle cocked. So anyway, my pogo should be ready soon. I'm going to eat those, drive them into me. We're going to head off to work and then get this shift over with. Come home tonight. Don't know what I'm going to do when I get home. I want to get cracking on that garage. People did make a valid point yesterday. Get the garage cleaned out first before I paint, because then I can just take all the cupboard doors out, bring them in the garage and paint them up. And that way there, this house won't smell like it's been friggin' Da Vinci coated or whatever. You know, it won't smell like shit. So also a good color I'm going to use. I was thinking like this here color here, you're probably thinking, well, Adam, that's white. Well, no, because that's white. This is like a peanut butter brown. Maybe a little bit darker of a peanut butter brown, but toss that on the doors and that might look pretty nice. That just might look pretty nice. So that's what I was thinking. Somebody said don't go too dark of a brown because then your kitchen will look gloomy, and I understand where you're coming from. So go with a nice a lighter brown, and then stainless steel handles or hardware, whatever you want to call it, all around, and then this will look pretty freaking sharp. Somebody else said just strip it and stain it. That's an option too. I could always sand it down, but judging by the paint that's peeling off here, looks like they already did that. Well, pogos are ready. I'm going to go eat the shit out of these, and we're going to have to head off to work, so let's do this. Alrighty people, well, it's 3:30, it's time for me to get off to work. Gotta pack my lunch and then we're going to head out. First I gotta rock a piss. Oh, that was well needed. So I'm going to grab some macaroni and some vegetables like carrots. Grab an apple, because an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Because apples give me gas! Just gave Oreo a carrot because he likes that. And we're going to head off to work. Holy for frig's sake, she's hot in this car right now. According to the thermostat, it's 30 degrees. I think that's bullshit, but we'll see. Let's get off to work. Well, after doing some thought about it, I kind of thought about why Apple wants you to have a better camera. for their panorama, why they don't allow Siri on the iPhone 4, and you gotta have the 4S and all that jazz. And it kind of sort of makes sense in my brain, but it doesn't make sense why the iPad 2 can't do Siri, because it has the same processor as the iPad mini. But they want you to have the best experience ever. They don't want any lag or anything like that. They want it to run super smooth and to look pro. So the iPhone 4 right now is my iPhone 4, for instance, on iOS 6.0. Whatever the frig it is, it runs like shit. It's laggy, especially if you go into Facebook. It'll sit there and hang for a little bit and then slowly start working again. And Siri would probably take a while for it to do things, and they know this, so they don't want you to be using it and being like, oh my god, I hate my phone, it runs like shit right now, ugh, 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 crap, crap, crap. Where with Android, you know, they make the OS, and it's up to you to have the hardware to run it. Just like, you know, Windows, for instance, they make the OS, but if you have a shit computer, it's gonna run like shit. So it's all up to the end user to have the hardware to run the software, and if they don't, then tough titties, right? That's the way she goes. So Apple kind of makes sense in that aspect, because the camera on the iPhone 4, yeah, it's pretty slow to launch, pretty slow to take pictures. Like, I'll snap a shot off of my iPhone 4 and I'm waiting a good 3 seconds before I get my iris back so I can take another picture. Where with the iPad 4th generation, she'll just crank off picture after picture after picture. She's pretty quick because the processor can back it. So in their defense, that's probably why they did what they did. It wasn't to piss people off, it was basically to allow people, like, give people the best freaking possible experience without having complaints of it running like a slow piece of junk. So that does make sense. You know, like the LG Optimus Black, it runs like shit. It runs like royal shit. So, you know, for the time, it wasn't a bad phone because I didn't know better. And buddy who sold it to me and told me that I could upgrade it to 2.3 like right away, and I couldn't because that wasn't available for it. Wasn't available for it for like a year later. And that's back when we were doing those Google Hangouts and all that shit, and I really wanted it for that. So like when I went out for a cigarette, I could just turn on Google Hangout and go outside and log in as a different name onto the Google Hangout, and I could be outside having a cigarette and chatting on the Google Hangout. But kind of quit doing those Hangout things, so well, I quit doing them, especially when I got my Cogeco bill the one time when I was with Cogeco and I saw that I friggin' wasted a whole bunch of bandwidth, because that Google Hangout shit, that was hard on the bandwidth. Let me tell you about that. Holy shit. It just gurgled back the data. It was brutal. But yeah, like, learned my lesson on that one and I quit doing the Hangouts. Skype's not too bad. Skype's not too hard as long as I stay off the video. The moment you turn on the video, then the data bandwidth goes through the tits. But nah, it kind of makes sense why Apple does what they do, right? Same thing applies for any device out there. Like, the problem is like Android, they make Android to be used on any device you have. So like, you can have a shitty friggin' Chinese tablet with a 300 megahertz processor, and you can put Android onto it and use it, and it'll work fine. Well, not really, but it'll work, but it'll run like shit. And you'll think Android's a piece of shit and wish you had an iPad because your buddy's iPad just was so fast. Well, that's the difference between in-house experience versus universal experience, right? Just like Windows. My buddy bought a laptop with a touchscreen, loves Windows 8, thinks it's the best thing ever. He just freaking loves it. And a guy at work, his son bought a laptop for $300 from Future Shop, piece of shit with a Pentium B960, and he thinks Windows 8's just a pile of piss. Hates it. Says it runs slow, it's garbage, it's no good, it's clunky, it's useless, blah blah blah, lags. Meanwhile, it's not the OS's fault, it's the computer's fault because it's a pile of piss. Like Apple, for instance, they make the MacBook, they make iOS or Apple OS, so you get the in-house experience, and yeah, that machine's going to last you forever. It's going to run great forever because it was designed to. I'm sure if Google made their own handset, which they do, they make the Nexus, or they contract it out, whatever, but their Nexus phones run Android just pristine. Like, it runs it great because that's what it was meant to do. I don't know if you guys saw Adrian's video. It's hard to watch, and I found out why halfway through, but he broke his Samsung Galaxy Note. He friggin' had it on his lap, got out of the truck and launched it into the street, and it shattered the screen. When you're watching the video, you're like, holy crap, is he shooting with a potato? No, he's not shooting with a potato. Basically, his camera's trying to shoot through a broken lens. Or, not a broken lens, but a broken glass. But I'm actually impressed with the video quality, like, well, not on that video, but on other videos, because I thought he was using his Pentax camera to film with, the one he got at Christmas time. But no, he's been using his freaking Samsung Galaxy Note to film all of his videos recently, and those videos actually look pretty damn good. Like, the stability control on them is pretty decent, and all in all, the video quality is pretty friggin' nice. Audio quality shines through nicely. Everything looked great for what it is. I thought he was using a camera. He's using his friggin' smartphone to shoot video, and it looked pretty damn good. I was pretty impressed. So that's pretty freaking awesome. And that's why I was like looking at the Galaxy S4, and I was like, that's a nice phone too. It's not as big and bulky as the Note, which I wouldn't really need. This guy's in the middle of the fucking road with his bike. Oh, for frig's sakes. You're not a car. But yeah, that Samsung Galaxy Note 2 does take great video on both the front and rear facing cameras. I do say so myself. So, look at this guy. See how close he is to the curb? He's not turning either. He's pissing off that cyclist behind us. He's gonna hold him back there. Buddy in the Ford Focus just pissing off the old man on the bike. That's hilarious. Because now he's dicked. He can't taxi up. He's got to stop right here. And don't think that Ford didn't do that on purpose, because that guy friggin' is getting in the way. He's trying to impede traffic and shit. It's just annoying. Now the truck's gonna do the same thing, but he's turning. That's pretty funny. That's some funny shit right there, I do tell you. I do tell you. But yeah, I'm still kind of waiting for Apple to release their new iPhone so I can see what the frig it's gonna have, and the new iOS to see if I like it. The thing I like about Apple is it's simple, it works, it does the job. You know, all my computerized stuff, I do it with my computer. I don't really use my phone for a lot of things except for calling and texting. And once BBM comes out for iOS and Android, I do plan on getting that, and I will rock that for text messaging people. I know a lot of people with Blackberries too, which is kind of a shame. One day they'll get a smartphone. Ha! I went there. But you know the way it is, the way she goes. But I'm at work now. It's 3:45. My car sounds like it wants to fall apart. I need my new struts. I want a new strut, one that doesn't make clicks. Skittle doo doo. I will toss her here into the tree so I can get covered in bird poop again. That's always fun. Fucking birds. All right, people. I'm parked right crooked. Yeah, I am too. Son of a bitch. That's better. Okay, well, I'm at work, so I'm going to call her quits for now, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Peace the frig out. 5:30 break time, and holy shit, the wind is pretty bad today. It's blowing like crazy, but we'll get over it. Seems for some reason the video Oreo versus Joe, a lot of people couldn't watch it, thinking YouTube's is having some problems or something, who knows. Gas prices are slowly coming down. Also, they got all the trucks over there, they're paving the frickin' driveway finally, so that's awesome. And by driveway, I mean parking lot. They're finally paving it up, so that's pretty sweet. It was all dirt before and puddles when it rained and stuff. And well, as you can tell above me, overcast everywhere. It's supposed to be storming right now. Well, as of tomorrow until like Sunday, it's gonna be pissing rain every day. So my lawn's gonna come back with vengeance, which is awesome because I can mow the shit out of it again. Right on. Friggin' wind. The wind always cocks over the program, I tell you. It makes it a pain in the ass to vlog outside. But so far it's been a good night, so let's carry on with this, and I'll talk to you guys later, so peace the frig out. This car has a musty smell to it. It's kind of gross. But anyway, people, it's friggin' midnight, and the shift is over. That's dos completed, tres more to go, and then the weekend is here. I love that kind. So, let's head her home. Frig yeah. Alrighty, we're friggin' home. That is right. Friggin' awesome. I like being home. So, that shift wasn't too bad. I actually didn't have that many tickets to do tonight. Unlike the past 2 weeks where I've had like, well, the one night I had like friggin' like 10 tickets. The next night I had like 9 tickets, so 19 tickets in 2 nights. Kind of brutal. Tonight I only had 3, so that was pretty good. Pretty easy work to do. And we had some other shit going on, and it got dealt with, and life's good. So we're home. Another day, another dollar. Love that kind. I'm not going to show you the other side, but for some reason I got 2 wedding invitations here in the mail. Both came from the same individual, which would happen to be my uncle. And Well, he's getting married, so... Oh, and I farted. Oh, I had an apple. I'm sorry. But he's getting married in July, I think it is, or August. I'm going to have to open the envelope and find out when exactly it is. And I'm going to be going to it. So, right on. It's like for Adam and guest. Yeah. I don't mind rolling solo. Not a big deal. Nope. Well, that's pretty weird. Normally when you get like a wedding invitation, they normally give you a thing to send back and say if you're coming or not. Huh. Cool. Okay, so, but there's nothing to send back to say yay or nay. It's just, here's your invitation, show up if you want. Oh man, I gotta poop. I gotta poop. Oh, that was a well-needed shit. Son of a bitch. But, yeah, we're home now, so probably gonna end up calling this vlog quitsies and carrying on tomorrow. Some bitch pal monkey nut, she's hot in here. Just a little bit. I'm gonna go turn on my exhaust fan. Here's a puppy. Here's a puppy. He's running away because he's a puppy. Yo! Crank over the little exhaust jobby I got there in the window so I can pump all the heat from up here out. Get some nice fresh air in here. Some bitch. But anyway, people, I'm going to call her quits for tonight. Shut her down, you know, carry on again tomorrow. So on that note, if you liked today's video, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit the like button. Lets me know you like the video and I like that. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know where to leave them. Comment section below. And until next time, people, keep on vlogging.